Mazel Morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with the man that I've known longer than my own father because I never met him. It's Ben Saver.
Thank you, Josh. And I have the esteemed honor of introducing an incredible actor, stand-up comedian, screenwriter, producer, has an incredible new special called Make Joke from Face. It's hilarious, crushing on YouTube. I watched it. I loved it. It's Nick Swardson. Nick, thank you so much for coming on the Good Guys podcast.
Thank you so much.
First question, are you Jewish? If the answer is no, we're going to kindly ask you to leave.
I am not. Sandler.
Damn it!
Sandler sometimes calls me Nick Schwartzman.
Yeah,
That's good. That's good.
That's why I changed my name to Nick Stamos.
Perfect.
So I don't know if you know that, Josh. I didn't want to reveal that. John, my new name is Stamos, Nick Stamos. So let's dance.
Yeah, I could see that.
You can totally see it.
What would
I've got a full house right here of pubic hair.
It's a Greek forest down there.
Yep.
It's a Greek sycamore.
Yeah, there goes my euro.
What would be your dream if you were going to do a biopic? Seriously, what would be like, who would you want to play?
Darth Gaydar.
Okay.
Yep. It's a weird character.
Like Ben, it would be to play Ina Garten because he looks just like her.
Yeah, that's true. I would want to play
love to. Or Meatloaf. It's between the two.
The food? Yeah.
Meatloaf.
That's what you look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The food.
Fucking weirdo. I would say my biopic would be David Spade, but I would have to get AIDS.
And that would be committing. You'd get the Oscar immediately. That level of commitment.
I mean, that level of commitment.
Yeah.
Would be unprecedented.
That's Daniel Day-Lewis.
I remember when David Spade was doing his last special and he called me up and he goes, "What title should I have?" And I go, "Full Blown Spades." And he was like, "Tempting. Probably not going to do that, but tempting." I'm like, yeah. And I'm not, people with AIDS, I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of AIDS.
I thought I was pushing it by just wanting to be in the Jay Leno biopic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, welcome to the show, you know?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, I got Nick Swardson here. Yeah, welcome to the Tonight Show. I like cars.
Hey, grow your chin out. Hey, grow it out. Hey, you want some chin plants? We'll get some chin plants.
This is the episode where my mom listens to it and goes, you know, you and your friends, your sense of humor, it's different than mine.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's different.
I remember, again, going back to David Spade, who I love very much, one of my favorite people. His mom, Judy, and it's very sweet, called David, and she goes, I had to unfollow Nick on Twitter. She goes, I don't know what he's doing anymore. He's just saying insanity. So Judy unfollowed me.
Judy, how do we get her back?
I don't know. It's not going to work because NFL's coming up and it's going to get hotter.
You are one of the biggest sports fans I know.
I'm psychotic. Like, it's a problem.
Say
it's
more.
not even enjoyable.
Say more. The Minnesota Vikings, that's your team.
Well, all Minnesota. Like, I lose my mind. Like,
Timberwolves.
I can't. T-pups.
Twins.
That's what we call them. T-pups. Twins.
The Wild.
Yeah, the Wild. But I was a big North Stars fan. So, like, I was diehard North Stars fan. Speaking of sports, and we've touched on this before, Josh and I played basketball together. We were, I'm just going to run it back. We were in a basketball league, the NBA Celebrity League, and Josh and I were horrific.
Terrible.
Horrific. The only other person that was kind of worse than us was Brody Jenner. We were just not good.
Hi, Brody.
And then, hi, Brody, we love you.
It's been a while.
But like...
Nice guy.
No, Brody's amazing. I love Brody like a brother. I have tattoos with Brody. But I remember we played with... Oh, my God. Who was on those teams? And they were so much... We were horrible. I don't think I scored a point.
I've had a resentment against Donald Faison for over a decade.
Donald Faison for sure.
Of how serious he took it.
He hired an outside coach. And then who is the other? One and is Brian McKnight.
Brian McKnight and Bill Bellamy.
Bill Bellamy. Brian McKnight was amazing. Respect to Brian McKnight. He had a good 3-pointer, which is weird as he's tall.
I just remember seeing you on this trip, and you know when you're just like out in the world and you're like, I need to find an anchor, like I need to find a safe place, and I'm like, I'm never gonna be buds with Bill Bellamy. No disrespect, I just don't think he can see my sparkle. But I was like, Nick can see my sparkle.
I was 100% on board. Josh was my lifeline. I was like, okay, I'm not scoring at all. I know Josh is going to be in the negative. Josh is not scoring shit.
I was so bad. I
Oh
was
my
the worst.
God.
It was bad, dude. And then also they would give us the gear, which was so cool, the official licensed gear, but they didn't size it. So I looked like I was wearing the dad I never met's clothes. like
Yeah, you look like Tom Hanks from Big.
the shorts are to my like ankles.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Well, Ben's a great basketball player, plays in a Jewish basketball league. So, you know, a lot of competition.
Whoa.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty
not.
cool. But
It's not.
no,
Let's not
it's
dress it up. It's not.
But Josh, I want to jump back to the oversized clothes. Did they just have old measurements, or they just screwed you?
Just because
They
built
hated
for,
Josh.
it's built for athletic people. Like they didn't build them for little like eunuch beta actors. They built them for stallion men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't make it for Jewish midgets. Like,
What year was this?
God, what would it be, Josh?
08?
Would that be
09?
Yeah, probably around that time.
Jeez.
And we would play literally for like 10,000 people. That's not a joke. We would play in like NBA arenas.
This
was
is
like so ridiculous.
This is when I knew I was bad, was that I finally like actually, because for an actor, like I'm fairly tall. So I was like, let me just like get around these squeaks. So I get a rebound, right? Like, and I'm like, finally, I am like doing something proactive for this game. And I get fouled. They sub me out to shoot my free throws. I was like,
It's amazing.
I'm not allowed to shoot my free throws.
I remember one of my least favorite moments. So we did, were you at the Phoenix game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we were in Phoenix. And so the night before I was like, I'm going to focus. I'm not going to drink. I'm going to nail this game. So I go to the bar. We had like the pre-party like the night before. And Cedric Ceballos is hanging out, who played for the Suns. And he was the announcer. And I go, hey. And he goes, hey, what's up, Nick? Are you drinking? And I'm like, no, I got to play tomorrow. And he goes, dude, we drink before games. That's how we do it. And I go, really? And he's like, yeah, you want to do a shot? I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, you're an NBA player. Like, yeah, okay. So we did tequila shots. The next day, me, again, Brody Jenner, I was so hungover, I vomited all over the fucking place. And I couldn't even play in the game. Me and Brody were like green, full bonk. And we couldn't even play. And they were like, Nick, like, we're tired. Sub in. I'm like, ah! I was like on my deathbed. And me and Brody we didn't play. I think we played like a minute.
Ugh.
And the rest of the team was so mad. They're like, dude, and then I see Cedric Ceballos and I go, hey man, I just barfed in the locker room. And he goes, yeah. He goes, we don't drink before games. I was lying. I'm like, you motherfucker. I went hard in the paint and now I can't go hard in the paint. And now I'm hard in the taint.
What?
Yep.
Why?
It went crazy.
Have you ever thought about your obsession with sports? Like, say more about that. Where does that come from? Is that like since you were a kid? Escapism? What is it?
I don't know. I guess it would be escapism. It's just like, you just channel your energy of like I have anger issues from my dad. Thanks a lot, Dad. Dick. Anyway, yeah, I just vent. So I like channel myself through sports, but also like in the Midwest, and people can attest to this in the Midwest. It's all you have growing up.
Right.
It's like, and everybody knows like Vikings, Bears, Lions, Packers. It's just, we are, and like every other team too, but it's just like game on. Like I don't know what's going to happen. But like I can't watch games in public anymore because I get that angry.
What does that look like when you're really angry at a game?
Oh, I'll lose my mind.
Like break stuff?
I've broken many things. Not in public, but like at home. But like if I'm in public, I remember this guy, some random dude at a bar, Barney's Beanery, which I love very much in West Hollywood, great sports bar. And this guy, I remember Blair Walsh, love you, Blair. I won't make fun of you anymore. Blair had to do a 27-yard kick to win the game at home in Minnesota to go to the playoffs. So this guy comes up to me, some rando, and he goes, hey man, why are you stressing out? I'm in all my Vikings gear. And I go, I just got to make that kick, man. And he goes, he will. It's a gimme. He's going to make that. Yeah, you know. You fucking know. That's the worst thing you can say. And I go,
jinx.
And I go, dude, if you say that again, I'm going to fucking murder you. And then Blair Walsh missed the kick. And I went outside of the bar and started crying. Physically crying. I'm an adult.
We reenact it.
Okay, I'll reenact it. Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not afraid. I'm one of the best actors ever. Okay. All right, you be the guy and say he's going to make this for sure 100%.
He's going to make this kick for sure 100%.
What the man? Okay. No. No. What the man? You! You want to fucking die tonight? Where's my mother? Where's my mother? And that's where I get nominated
Wow.
for another Razzie.
That was
My 10th Razzie.
You were in the pocket. Oh, God.
Dude, I'm not afraid.
Your sense memory skills are incredible. Your recall.
It's insane.
Wow.
No, I'm up for the memory awards.
What?
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think sports is attractive to you because you are such a creative being that it's because there's justice to it, right? There's nothing like unclear. You win or you lose. It's not like, oh, they didn't give you the part because they're going in a different direction. Like the best wins.
Well, yeah, it's just facts. That's why I like sports. I don't
Right.
like do politics. I don't do any of that. I like sports because it's like you win or you lose.
Right.
And then you can blame refs. You can blame everybody.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by eharmony. We've partnered with eharmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. And folks, you know, I'm incredibly lucky. I found somebody at the ripe age of 20 years old that I've been able to be myself with for my entire life. That's right. That's my beautiful wife, Claudia. I also co-host the podcast with a dear friend of mine, Josh, that I can be myself with too. You know, I never have to walk on eggshells around either of them. I can always be myself. They appreciate me for who I am. I appreciate them for who they are. And we're not all as lucky as me. Frankly, I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm incredibly, incredibly lucky. And folks, I know that dating isn't easy. And that's why we've partnered with eharmony, because dating is different on eharmony. They want you to find someone who gets you, someone you can be fully comfortable with, because that's so important. Their compatibility quiz helps your personality come out in your profile, which makes all the profiles on eharmony way more interesting and fun to read. So give eharmony a shot. Get started with their compatibility quiz so you can find someone who gets you, and you can find someone you get to be yourself with. Folks, again, I'm so lucky. And look, while I don't need to find a significant other, if I did, I'd use eharmony. I'd go on eharmony because eharmony, they're great. They're fantastic. Get who gets you on eharmony. Sign up today. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by LMNT. LMNT helps anyone stay hydrated without the sugar and other dodgy ingredients found in popular electrolyte and sports drinks. Electrolyte deficiency or imbalance can cause headaches, cramps, fatigue, brain fog, and weakness. Who wants any of that? Not me. LMNT is a zero-sugar electrolyte drink mix born from the growing body of research revealing that optimal health outcomes occur at sodium levels 2 to 3 times government recommendations. Each stick pack delivers a meaningful dose of electrolytes, free of sugar, artificial colors, or other dodgy ingredients. LMNT is formulated for anyone on a mission to restore health through hydration and is perfectly suited for athletes, folks who are fasting, or those following keto, low-carb, whole food, or paleo diets. So folks, look, what are electrolytes? I know it's confusing. What are they? Electrolytes are charged minerals that conduct electricity to power your nervous system. They also regulate hydration status by balancing fluids inside and outside your cells. So, folks, they're incredibly, incredibly important. So important. They also help you maintain steady energy. Potassium and magnesium support the process that converts stored energy into usable energy. Electrolytes also impact energy by regulating hormones, maintaining fluid balance and blood pressure, regulating heartbeat, promoting restful sleep, and much more. And no afternoon slump means no need for that extra cup of coffee. So folks, get your free LMNT sample pack with any purchase at drinkelement.com/goodguys. And also try the new LMNT Sparkling, a bold 16-ounce can of sparkling electrolyte water. That's drinklmnt.com/goodguys.
I remember this is one of my favorite moments, and it's a weird moment to be a favorite, but I'm alive. And I was in the hospital, and I had almost died.
You got to talk about that, but keep going.
I mean, I don't want to. Yeah,
Let's bring it up.
Okay. So I almost died. I'm in the hospital, and I remember the Twins were playing the Yankees in the playoffs, and the Yankees own us. And Sandler is a diehard Yankee fan. Diehard. So I'm on my deathbed in the hospital watching the Twins play the Yankees. Sandler calls me, and he goes, "Hey, Swarty, what's up, man? Hey, Twins are eating shit." And I go, "Yeah, I know." And he goes, "Yeah, you're going to lose. You're going to get swept." And I go, "Yeah, I know. I'm in the hospital. I'm on my deathbed watching my favorite team eat hot fucking diarrhea." And one of my best friends calls me to reinforce that my team is losing. Yeah, so, yeah. I'm like, "Yeah, okay, good talk. I'll see you in heaven."
And
what
did he know you were in the hospital?
Yeah, he fucking knew.
What'd he send? What's Sandler sending you to the hospital? Come on.
He sent me a yarmulke. And then I converted.
Not an edible arrangement?
Maybe.
I said, "Nicky,
No, he was very sweet. He sent me a new heart. So I live
kind.
another day.
He's powerful enough. If you needed one, he'd get you number one on the list for sure. He could swing that.
He could 100%.
Yeah.
He could save my life in 2 seconds.
At a little hospital called Cedar Sinai.
But yeah, that's a true story. Like making fun of me on my hospital bed as the Yankees. And of course, Yankees! Yankee fans! God, broken record.
Have you ever gotten into a fist fight with another fan?
I have not. I'm very docile. Even though like I'm passionate, I'm very docile. So I'm like, I'm not going to start a fight. Like, and it goes back to like Midwest people where it's like, I've been to probably 20 Vikings Packers games and I hate the Packers. I hate them. But like I go to a game and it's like, if we win or lose, we go out and get drunk either way. And Midwest people know that. Bears, also Lions. It's just like, we just go out. Like I've been to Eagles games where it's the exact opposite.
I would be terrified to wear another team's jersey in Eagles Stadium.
Oh my God. One of my favorite moments. I went to an Eagles-Rams game. And this was St. Louis Rams at the time. And that's not a rivalry. And it wasn't a playoff game. It was just an innocuous regular season game. And I remember this Eagles fan. I'll never forget this. And I've been to a million football games. This guy, probably 40 years old, looked 70 because he's Philadelphia. So he smoking a cigarette in the stadium, hat sideways, And there's a Rams fan, this really nice guy, really sweet guy. But this Eagles fan goes to the Rams fan and he goes, this fucking guy. Look at this fucking guy. Hey, we're going to eat ram for breakfast, for lunch, and for fucking dinner, you fucking asshole. And this Rams fan had a Rams jersey. This poor guy was just so horrified. He was just like, okay, I just wanted to watch the game. And he's like, yeah, this fucking guy. Yeah. I was like, oh my God.
So
what is
angry.
going on here?
Well,
What do you matter? It's a regular season game.
if you live in the suburbs of
It's-
Philadelphia, you need an outlet.
It's Philly. It's Philly. Philly fans are
Philly.
terrible. I went to Knicks Sixers game 6. One of the best Knicks games I've been to in the last 10 years, which isn't saying much because the Knicks stink. But these Philly fans, they're terrible. They're terrible. All sports, all people.
Oh,
If you're from
they're
Philly-
not afraid. By the way,
No.
I love Philadelphia, but the movie.
Not me.
So good.
No
Oh,
good.
Tom
movie.
Hanks, Denzel,
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
the scene with the opera.
I mean, game on.
Solid.
But no, Philly's great, but it's like, good God, they're just loose cannons.
Will you talk with Ben? Ben is a food genius, celebrity chef, crushes it. Now, I know you've you've eased off some of the devil's devices, the sauce, the cigs, but you love to eat, right? Do you love eating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are the devil's devices?
Well,
I'm not a fucking train track hobo. Good God. The fuck? I don't do drugs. I don't even smoke weed.
I know, but
I take edibles.
you talked about loving to drink in the past so much
Yeah,
so
drinking
that
is amazing.
it ruined your celebrity basketball game. I'm just saying, maybe now you're more into food. Look, you look great. You look healthier than ever. Let's be
I'm
honest.
phenomenal.
You almost died
I'm Nick
from drinking.
Stamos. Well, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, that wasn't last night.
So I'm saying,
It wasn't like I woke up like, Josh Peck.
Josh's podcast. I can't go yet.
Josh is on a vacation. Yeah.
So talk about, because you're working all over the world, you have access to great food. Like, where's it at? What are you into right now? What are you looking forward to? What's on your food radar?
I'm excited about chefs. I'm just excited about somebody that can intrigue me about a new taste, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I love a good, let's just say escargot, maybe a steak tartare, maybe a chicken liver mousse, maybe duck liver.
Wow.
Maybe, I don't know. Good sushi, love sushi. I like good fish on rice, a good nigiri where it's just pure. And then maybe a sauce from the chef. I always do omakase. I always defer to a chef. If I go to a new restaurant, I'm like, what do you got? Like, what's going to intrigue my palate?
Yeah.
And then I end up at Cracker Barrel.
What's your Cracker Barrel order?
Fried chicken.
I'm a chicken fried steak man and the turkey noodle soup.
That's a good one.
Thanks,
That's a
babe.
good one.
Then I'll just
What-
meander around the country store, maybe get some of the things, trinkets.
Oh, I'll meander.
Yeah, you will.
The underrated Cracker Barrel country store, I buy products there.
It's very fun. Great to bring back to my son. He's just like, what is this? I'm like, only get it at Cracker Barrel.
You're like, I don't know, some gypsy mask
Yeah.
that's made from a cracker.
Yeah. Some
Yeah, we don't know.
Alabamian shaman made
Yeah,
this.
good God.
Yeah.
Some butter from an eagle. We don't know what's going on there, but it's amazing. I'll tell you a side story. So during COVID, I lived in Key West.
Why? Just going full Ernest Hemingway?
I went full Hemingway. I tried to take one of his cats, and they were like, I go, can I have this? And they were like, no. I tried to reach through the fence
At his house.
to take at his famous house. Tried to take the cat, and I'm like, can I have this? And they were like, no, you can't have that. They're like, what are you going to do with it if you have it? And I'm like, I don't know. I was drunk. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's a valid question.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm just going to carry around a cat with 6 toes or whatever they have.
Souvenir.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, one of my favorite moments of Key West, I was there a year and a half. I went for 10 days,
Too long.
year and a half. It was a long excursion. But anyway, I went to the Butterfly Museum, which I highly recommend if you go to Key West, Florida. I recommend Key West, but the Butterfly Museum, it's literally what it is. It's butterflies, and they have a gift shop. And I spent $1,200 at the gift shop at the Butterfly Museum.
What'd you get?
I bought butterfly everything. Butterfly hats, butterfly tuxedos, pajamas. I bought everything. And then just weirdly gave it all away. So I would go back to my hotel and I would go bar hopping. And they'd be like, hey, are those butterfly pants? I'm like, yeah, you want them? And I would just take them off and give them to people.
Monarch butterflies, the most glorious butterfly.
I mean, we all know that.
Yeah,
what
monarchs.
a broken record that is.
So true.
The monarch.
Wow.
But
you seem to have had an elite COVID.
Yeah, it was a solid COVID. I'm not going to lie. I don't even think I got COVID. I don't even know if I did.
Wow.
Yeah, I was just game on.
How was your COVID, Ben? We've never talked about this.
Yeah, Ben, how was your COVID?
It was excellent. It was great. Yeah. Also, actually, no, I got COVID 3 times. I was going to say I didn't get COVID. I got it 3 times. I think I was testing too much. Every time I got COVID, my wife would ask me to sleep in a hotel. So that was fun. I'd spend 10 days, 14 days in a hotel alone.
Really?
But besides that, yeah.
Ooh, what
Make sure that I
hotel?
didn't
You live
infect
in
the
New
home.
York City. That's going to get pricey.
No, it didn't, because we picked just terrible hotels. So it was no good. The Dream, I highly do not recommend the Dream Midtown.
I know the Dream.
They have something called the Bronze Queen, Nick. Highly recommend against it. No good. Very small.
The
about 200
Bronze
square feet.
Queen? That sounds like a porno.
Yes, that's the name of the room. Otherwise, yeah, if you don't test, you don't get COVID. I was testing and I got COVID, so it was fine.
I feel like
Josh, how was your COVID?
I feel like that's the way to go. Just don't get tested. Just wing it.
Right.
Just see how it plays out.
Just hope for the best. My COVID was interesting because I got a job right before COVID started, and then the job began at the end of August 2020. So I went up to Vancouver, Canada, which had lower cases.
Love Vancouver.
It was kind of open. Like they had indoor dining, and we were getting tested 3 times a week on set. And so it was kind of wonderful. And we also had the country to ourselves because there was no, the borders were closed unless you were there working, doing important things like the TV version of Turner and Hooch. And shout out. They were like, we need the low rent TV version of Tom Hanks. Call Peck. But it was great. And I spent 8 months there. And
Were you Hooch?
I was. Let me tell you a fun fact about the French Mastiff, or the Dog du Bardeau. It is not a trainable breed. So we had a dog show without a trainable dog.
Are they ornery?
No, they don't want to do anything ever. I mean, ornery is kind of like disagreeable, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a word, ornery.
So
It
yes,
doesn't wanna-
don't use it and
Why
not
am I-
know
why
what
am
it
I
means,
explaining?
Nick.
I know what it means.
What's
you
the
don't know
etymology?
what it means. You don't know words,
You don't
Josh.
hear that usually with a dog, ornery dog. Like,
Bad
Yeah,
tempered
you do.
and combative.
Words mean things.
what is it, Marshall?
Bad tempered and combative.
So
Yeah.
disagreeable.
Yeah, ornery.
I went to homeschool. I know things.
The last book you read was what? Where's Waldo? That's the last book you read.
It's one of my faves.
Yeah.
So good.
It's a book, and that's a movie I want to make.
Did they make a
let's
Waldo
do it.
movie?
No,
They don't need it.
no, we do. I think the world needs it.
You think so?
Where's Waldo the movie? And then at the last final scene, you come in as Waldo. But the whole movie is just extras.
I'm just honored that you think I'm thin enough to play Waldo at this point. God bless you for that one. God bless.
Yeah, God bless us all, everyone.
God bless.
Yeah, I just thought of that.
I just remember the third day on set was the first day that we started using the dog in Turner and Hooch. And there's a scene, because it's a cop show, where I am chasing a bad guy down this alleyway. And the dog's supposed to be, chasing me, going like, there's a booby trap, but in barks. And I remember we do the first take, and I've got it's intense, and I have my firearm, and I'm looking for this bad guy. And the dog trainer runs out and goes, cut, 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 cut. And we're like, what's going on? And they're like, oh no, the dog can't be around this kind of intense energy. And it's day one. And we all look at each other and go, it's a cop show.
You're like, this is going to be a long
It was.
shoot.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by OpenPhone. One of the most common mistakes business owners make is using their personal devices for business. Oh, don't I know it? Everybody stop calling me. The spam is through the roof. But you can't be limited to just your cell phone and Notes app to get your work done. With OpenPhone, you can stay connected while AI features help keep your business on track. OpenPhone is the #1 business phone system made for modern business. They empower your business to succeed by streamlining client communications and fostering teamwork with a diverse set of features. OpenPhone works through an app on your phone or computer and integrates with HubSpot and hundreds of other systems. They use AI-powered call transcripts and summaries, so you can have a summary of your phone call with action items right when you hang up. No more note-taking or forgetting to-dos. Businesses love OpenPhone because it's easy to manage, collaborative, customizable, and flexible to meet all of your business needs. OpenPhone is rated #1 business phone for customer satisfaction with over 1,700 reviews and voted best in usability, easiest setup, most implementable, and easiest admin. Right now, OpenPhone is offering 20% off your first 6 months when you go to openphone.com/goodguys. That's OPENPHONE.com/goodguys for 20% off 6 months. That's openphone.com/goodguys. And if you have existing numbers with another service, OpenPhone will port them over at no extra charge. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Seed. Whether you're off to the pool, oh yeah, hiking, or traveling this summer, you're bringing your microbiome with you too. The 38 trillion bacteria that live in and on you, especially your gut, are essential to whole body nutrition. Seed's DS-01 Daily Synbiotic benefits your gut, skin, and heart health in just 2 capsules a day. Folks, I absolutely love Seed because I feel so much better. I feel so much better when I eat the foods that I eat, drink what I drink, and take Seed. I'm making just healthier choices. My stomach feels better. Don't make me say it. I'm making better movements, okay? I am. And that's what Seed does for me. Seed just helps my digestive system. It helps me, and it makes me just feel so much better when I've released those toxins. Digestion, so much better. My regularity, through the roof. Seed truly is absolutely fantastic. And it's so easy because it's just 2 capsules a day. Folks, your body is an ecosystem, and great whole body health starts in the gut. Your gut is a central hub for various pathways through the body, and a healthy gut microbiome means benefits for digestion, skin health, heart health, your immune system, and much more. What you need, where you need it, guaranteed. Seed's patented capsule and capsule design means all 24 strains of bacteria survive the journey from shipping to your door through digestion without synthetic or chemical coatings. No refrigeration needed. Seed goes the extra mile by testing their products in Shine, the closest system developed to model human digestion and the gut to ensure 100% of the dose is delivered to where it needs to go. So, folks, support your gut this summer with Seed's DS-01 Daily Synbiotic. Go to seed.com/goodguys and use code 25goodguys to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seed's DS-01 Daily Synbiotic at seed.com/goodguys. Code 25goodguys.
What do you think is, especially because your crew of the people you work with are some of the greatest comedy minds that exist, and you're right there with them. So you walk on a set, like, what would you say, like, is your special power? Like, what do you feel uniquely equipped to be like, are you a guy who can come up with 10 alts, or is it like
100%.
Yeah.
So, like all those guys, Sandler, Spade, Schneider, all those people are very, very close friends. And I can adapt to anybody's voice. So like working with Adam, like I can read what Adam, like a joke he can pull off. I've written, tons of jokes for him, for talk shows, for Letterman, for all that stuff. Cause I know exactly what he can pull up, and Spade and those guys. So it's like, I guess that would be my thing, is I can adapt to anybody.
And what does it look like? I remember hearing, I think Bobby Lee told a story of, he was doing a small part in a movie for Sandler. And
yes, I was, yeah.
You know this story? And it's
the wrong Missy.
Yeah. And Sandler happened to be on set that day, and he kind of gave Bobby the note of like smaller, like maybe just like keep it less or something to that effect. Like,
Right.
Which is interesting. I can imagine the trap or like the desire to want to be funny amongst these giants of comedy. But I don't know, what's Sandler's approach? Like what's his taste with that stuff?
Adam's brilliant in many levels. And I'm not just saying that 'cause he's my friend, but like I'm always in awe of Adam.
How so?
He gave me the script for the Zohan. And I was like, I read it and I go, what is this? Like, what is going on here? And Adam's like, just trust me. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, it's like a Jewish Rambo kind of movie. And I go, okay. I'm like, yeah. And I always just know just to trust him. Like when we do movies, his brain is just another level. And I think like through osmosis, I'm lucky enough to, be a part of his world and his mind. But like, we'll do a movie and I'm like, I remember we did Ridiculous 6 it was a Western for Netflix. And I go, who's playing Mark Twain? And he goes, Vanilla Ice. And I'm like, what? What do you mean? He's like, yeah, Vanilla Ice. It'd be hilarious. And he was, my friend Rob Van Winkle. And he was amazing. But it's just like, Adam just like somehow, he does it all the time.
He sees it.
He's like, yeah, he's just like, I'm like, who's playing the police officer in Grown Ups 2? Shaquille O'Neal. I'm like, that guy.
And is that like a sight gag? Like, is that?
No, they all work.
And when you kind of have like not always, no matter who you are, getting a movie made is hard. But
it's super hard.
When he kind of has with someone like Netflix, like carte blanche to make what he wants to make, what's his process in which to make sure that it's like bulletproof or to the best of your guys' ability? Like, is there like, does the script go through many, many changes? Are there table reads? Is there like...
No, that's the thing that's great about Netflix is that they just trust him.
But what's his process to make sure it's as good as it can be? That's what I'm asking.
I don't know. Do you
do a bunch of punch ups before? Like,
we write up until the time that we film. So like when we're on set, like I help Adam produce a lot of movies and we make sure like, I show up on my trailer and I get my sides. Sides are like the little script of like what you're shooting that day. And I go over it and we make changes up until we film and then we improvise.
Got it.
Again, like Bucky Larson, I'm trying to think, me and Adam side by side did like 14 drafts.
Wow.
Like he is such a savant where he just knows what he wants and he just knows when it's not there yet. And it's, it's a lot of pressure because I'm like, oh my God, I just want to make sure it's great. And, I hope, he likes it.
And is there a desire for like, a desire, like the ones, and then I'll stop all the inside baseball, but like
in a world,
they're all so good. And then there are certainly ones that really like, are like the Hallmark touchstone ones. And when I think of ones just that I love, like Big Daddy and all these different things, like there is such a heart to those movies. Like, is that really of importance too? Like, how do we actually make people care about these people?
I think it's insanely important. That's one of my favorite things is like with comedy, you want to ground it in like some reality. And I've referenced this before, like with Dumb and Dumber, the first one, there was an amazing scene. And I thought it was so key to the movie where Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels' character goes, hey, I'm sick and tired of this. And then Jim Carrey, dead serious, goes, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being a nobody and eking my way through life. And it was such a pivotal scene because you cared about them as people. It wasn't just stupid. You know what I mean? So like to have a heart, like even weird reference, but like Benchwarmers, I remember like we grounded it with Rob Schneider's character and Rob was great, but it was like a moment where they realized he was a bully and it was like a dramatic moment. And I broke every take. I laughed every take. Yeah. I can't take anything seriously. I laugh every time. Like I can't I always forget. I don't know if you've ever had this, Josh, where I'll forget that I'm in a scene and then I'll just start laughing. And then I realize, oh, I'm in the scene.
Like you're watching it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like sitting there like, oh, this is exciting. Yeah. I'm watching a funny scene.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Adam
no, I'm in
Sandler.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like there was a scene in Benchwarmers where I broke, I think 11 takes in a row.
Oh,
And it was a scene where Rob was being, his whole reveal, like I said, about being a bully and really dramatic. And then the robot comes in and he goes, let's party. Every take I broke, 11 takes.
so
And then I
good.
broke when John Heater, Napoleon Dynamite, was in the scene. And every time I broke, he broke. And then I would blame him. I don't know if you've ever done that.
Yeah.
Where I'll blame the other person if you break. Where I'm like, oh, no, John broke. And John's like, no, I didn't. Nick, you broke. You know that.
Oh,
And I'm like, no. And then I would break. And he'd be like, stop. What the F?
is John Heater really in full Napoleon all the time?
I always do an impression of him. It's-
A version of. I'm sure he loves that.
No, he's such a sweetheart. No, he doesn't talk like that all the time.
Close.
I mean, not far, but yeah.
And now you're doing Happy Gilmore too?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. When do you start that?
September,
Shit.
in the middle of my tour.
Little bit of Presh. Like one of the most beloved movies ever.
I know I can't talk about it.
Me either. Except on my way here, I got a text from my agent. Yikes.
What do you
You
mean?
want to know what the text was?
What?
Maybe you can give me some advice.
What was the text?
Here's a text. Ready? It's all good for you, not good for me. I get it from my she won't mind. I get it from my wonderful agent's assistant, Katie. Hey Josh, what's your golf game like? Shani wants to know re-sequel to Happy Gilmore. I said, shit, I'm garbage. I could lie to you, but it'll come out eventually. But I'm an okay actor and could play 8 hours a day for a month if I got it. But also, I get it.
That's a perfect response.
What should I do?
I mean, what are you up for?
I don't know.
I don't have a script yet. I can't talk about the movie.
Me either. But what should I
got
do?
Yelled at. Fire your agent.
Should I be a better? Never. Love you, Shani. 20 years.
I'm kidding. We love you. We
Loyalty.
Love you.
That's what loyalty.
no, we
Heard
love
of it?
you.
Have you met Vin Diesel? Should I? Is this? I guess what I'm asking you is, should I try to get good at golf? Because for all these things, I always go, really? Does it fucking? Can't we fake it? Can you get a body double with the same love handles I have for like a faraway shot, and you keep the comedy right here? We know where I'm
I don't
going.
know. I don't know. I can't talk about the movie. I got yelled at already.
This hurts. Can I leave this much in then? You didn't say anything.
No, I can't say anything about the movie.
I don't want. Okay.
I'll just
me
pray.
either.
I'll just pray for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's what we do.
Ben, really quick before we get to the end of the show, Ben, I want to rehash this story, which I think you would be very adept at commenting about. Recently in the news, sharks off the coast of Rio de Janeiro have tested positive for cocaine. Scientists have discovered that sharks off the coast of Rio are possibly addicted to coke. The contamination is attributed to the continuous release of the drug from inadequate sewage treatment facilities and clandestine refining operations. So they found cocaine in the muscle and liver tissue of 13 Brazilian sharp-nosed sharks. Thoughts?
I mean,
You
They
better
are-
have a sharp nose.
they
if you're-
they already. Yeah, exactly.
right.
I mean, they already made Sharknado. I mean, isn't that essentially what that would be? So is now Sharknado a documentary? Is that what we're going with right now?
Great.
I mean, imagine a shark is horrifying anyway. A shark on cocaine, and then the shark somehow has a gun. Just imagine that nightmare.
Bad.
Oh my God.
Bad.
But imagine, let me just flip it. Imagine a dolphin on cocaine. How fun would that be?
Giggling.
Yeah. Just giggling and the snouts in your butt.
But can you imagine like a shark all coked up? We were talking about this, and like you're a seal being like, "Would that shark just shut the fuck up?" He
Yeah,
won't-
that would be insane.
Yeah, won't stop talking.
Yeah, and then also like, then the shark runs out of cocaine and then wants to suck your dick to get more. And then you have no genitals anymore. They are gone. That is a toothy BJ right there.
Clip it.
Good Lord.
Listen to the good guys. Nick, for our final segment, we do something called What Are You Nuts, which is basically our gripes with people, places, and things. Whatever's sticking in your craw currently, big or small, anything about life or whatever that's just like makes you say, what are you nuts? I'll give you time to think. I'll start. Ben will go, and you can go.
Okay.
Take your time. My What Are You Nuts is recently, and shout out McDonald's. We love you. They are a sponsor of the Good Guys Pod. I was recently going through the drive-thru with my child. He loves those Happy Meals. And the woman who was lovely on the speaker system, the drive-thru speaker, after everything I ordered, I'd say, I'd like the, 6-piece nugget Happy Meal. She'd go, ooh, good choice.
That's amazing.
And I'd go, and he'll have the apple slices and the fries. She goes, great choice. And I'll go, and for me, I'll have a large Diet Coke. And she'll be like, oh, nice. So my answer is, anyone who works drive-thru who's not that cool, what are you, nuts? This made me, I'm not sure they allow tipping at McDonald's, but I would have. And I wish they did. Because this woman really knocked it out of the park for me and my son.
She sounds like an angel we don't deserve.
I don't think so.
So what's your go-to? For me, sausage, egg McMuffin at McDonald's.
Wow, you want breakfast.
Yep. It's my favorite thing ever.
So if I'm being healthy, I'll just get 4 quarter-pounder patties by themselves. You heard right. I'm nuts.
I don't think I heard that right.
And a little bit of salt on a plate. They have plates at McDonald's.
That's not true.
Sure is.
I guess you just lie to your friends.
But if I'm whiling out a 20-piece nuggets and some napkins for
Oh
my
my
tears.
God.
Ben, what's your What Are You Nuts?
Paper bags in general, but really as it relates to grocery stores. So I understand the ban on plastic. No problem. We have oceans to worry about. I totally get it. Whatever. Grocery stores. You're shopping. You're getting heavy items. They're putting them in these bags. These bags get even slightly wet. I had this happen twice this week, Josh. Walking out of the grocery store, holding 2 bags. Everything falls through the bottom. What are you, nuts? Whoever created it, he's nuts. She's nuts. The whole system around paper bags with grocery stores is completely nuts.
It's a good one.
Okay, that's a good one.
Nick, what do you got?
Music festival, porta potties.
Okay.
Yeah. When you're standing in line and you have diarrhea and other people have to pee and you're like, hey, can I cut the line? I've got the D-Re. And they're like, no, I got to pee. And I'm like, what are you, nuts?
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Just poetry.
That's nuts.
Shout out Stagecoach. Thank you guys for listening to the Good Guys Pod. Please plug all your dates, everything, your new special.
NickSwardson.net. Make Joke from Face on YouTube right now. One of my best friends, I love him so much, Josh Peck.
Love you.
I love you more than anything.
Love you more than anything.
Eat, Pray, Love. It's a book and a movie. Ben, we praise you. And
Praise you.
We'll do a foodie night.
Yes, we must.
He's a celebrity
We
chef.
must.
He could do amakas.
Game on.
Bong bong.
Game on, Wayne. Game on, Garth. All right. Love you, Josh.
Listen to the Good Guys Pod on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get podcasts. You can check out the episode on my YouTube channel. Rate us 5 stars. Give us a review. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? We'll see you next week.